welcome to episode 14 of the Read Between Podcast, the improvised storytelling podcast where we take the internet's weirdest suggestions and turn them into weird, wacky, and crazy stories through the power of improv. I'm one of your co-hosts, Evan.
I'm your other co-host, Lynn.
And we are here, episode 14, back again, back at it again. Another episode for your ears.
And we're back at it again with the white band.
Hey, 2015 memes in effect here.
Hey, only the dankest of memes.
We're still working on. Oh God, what? So we got Damn Daniel. What are those?
It's the same. Oh, I know.
No.
Damn Daniel is part of the white bands.
Yes.
And what are those? Is its own thing.
Is its own thing, which has now resurfaced thanks to Black Panther. Thanks, Black Panther.
Yeah, way to revive a meme.
Yeah, way to revive a meme that's already been dead.
It's funny because when memes die, they die. They don't come back.
They die horrible deaths.
They're in the grave.
Yeah.
But fucking Black Panther did some goddamn Pet Cemetery bullshit
and brought
it back to life.
Yeah, brought back What Are Those for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Are people actually saying it again or?
I don't think so, but it's become a thing where people, it's there'll be. I remember there was a whole thing on Twitter spoil Black Panther without context, where it'll be a picture of something that has to do with a spoiler in Black Panther, but it's without any context whatsoever. And there's just pictures of the What Are Those, or somebody will post the What Are Those Vine, and just oh, okay, what does this have to do with it?
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, thanks Black Panther. You're a great movie, but you're killing memes over again.
But you're doing this Pet Cemetery bullshit with memes.
Resurrecting memes.
Resurrecting memes like we've never seen before.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So Lynn, how's your week been?
It's been really dreary.
Yeah.
It's just rainy out.
Yeah.
It makes me want to sleep all day.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Have you ever just closed your eyes and you could feel how dry they were?
Uh-huh.
And then you were I'm just going to keep them closed for a bit, and then you sleep for 2 hours?
Yep.
That's me.
That's what you just did before we started recording. Huh?
Not even. I want to so bad, but my body is you have shit to do, girl.
Yeah.
Just do some work.
Yeah.
Before you nap.
Yeah. I just got done with my first rehearsal for my very first sketch comedy show, so that's going to be fun. I did a photo shoot as a Nathan Drake-esque explorer character, so that was fun. Although with the additional costume pieces, I ended up looking like Marlon Brando in Iraq. As one person said.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
It was
okay.
It's an interesting look. I'm very excited to see what the final photos look like from that.
They just crop you out.
They just crop me out. It's oh, that looks like shit. What are you doing?
He's done.
At one point, I was doing a Hamlet thing with a fake skull, and
I'm excited.
Oh, these are gonna be fun.
See, what happens is that normally when Evan does promo pictures for his comedy stuff, he puts it as his Facebook picture.
Yeah.
I really want that Hamlet picture as your Facebook profile.
We'll see what ends up coming out of that.
Look, I'm just saying, I want a copy of that, and I want it as your profile picture on Facebook.
Well, we'll see what happens. So, well, for those of you who may be new here or haven't listened in a while, what we like to do in the first half of the show here is Lynn will go to the Reddit subreddit, Not the Onion, and she'll pull up a couple stories of actual things that have happened, but with really weird headlines.
Yes.
And we're just gonna go ahead and take a look, see what headlines come up, and then we will tell the story behind one of them.
OC man rides a horse on a Long Beach freeway, is arrested on suspicion of DUI.
Oh, okay. So is when it's DUI when you're riding a horse, do they check both the operator and the horse for DUI?
He got the horse drunk.
I mean, you never know.
But would that be his? I mean, then that would be more animal abuse, I guess.
That's true.
But would the horse be charged with DUI? Would he go to horse jail?
Well, that's a good question.
Just saying.
I gotta find out if there's a horse jail nearby.
Hey Google, where's the nearest horse jail?
So that gave us the address for a women's correctional facility
In New Jersey,
not a horse jail. So Google
disappointed.
says that women are horses.
What the fuck?
That's terrible. What's the next headline?
BC family says care home switched their mom's cat with robotic version.
What? Are we talking one of those toy ones that's
I think they mean it looks like their cat, but it's a robot version.
That's weird. That they just stuck a bunch of gears and gizmos inside a taxidermied cat or something. That's fucking weird. It's like those cat drones that you see, where like people turn their dead cats into drones.
No, that's not okay.
No, it's not, and it's just really fucking weird.
That's just like weird.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Yes.
Woman assumes Olympics fan is flying a Confederate flag. It was Norwegian.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. That just goes to show people don't know vexillology.
You don't know your flags.
You don't know your flags. There's actually funny enough, I actually was at a talk a couple weeks ago that talked about the study of flag history, vexillology.
Oh, is there a podcast where people could learn more about vexillology?
There is a podcast. It's called the Vexillologicast. Be found on iTunes and all other podcast platforms.
You should go subscribe. Check them out.
Yes.
Learn about flags.
Yes.
So you don't confuse the Norwegian flag with the Confederate flag.
Yes.
Even though they're very different.
They're very different. So, Lynn, out of those three, which do you like the best?
No, you gotta choose, boo. That's not how this works.
Okay.
You know the format of the show.
That's
We've been
true.
doing it for 4 months.
That's true. We have been doing it for 4 months. I really like the one with the woman in the care home that has her cat switched out for a robotic one. That's like...
That's some conspiracy
That
theory
is some
shit.
conspiracy theory shit. I'm like very, very interested to find out what happened there. So
Well, should we tell the story of Petunia and her robot cat Sniffles?
let's tell the story of Petunia and her robot cat Sniffles.
All right. Well, Petunia has been living in the care home now for, I want to say like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
She was living with her daughter and her daughter's family, but her daughter had to move to a home that was more accommodating for her family's size. You know, her daughter was still young, still having kids, and they just thought that it was time. You know, Petunia thought it was time. Let me move. Let me get my own place in a nice little senior home. I can bring Sniffles there.
Yeah.
Maybe get another cat called Snuffles, and they'll be little snuffly friends. Snuffly friends.
Yeah.
So at first, this started out like really good. You know, people were into it. Everyone was behind her. They found a really, really nice home and got her settled. Made sure it felt like home, and Sniffles seemed to like it at first. But over time, Sniffles got a little weird.
Yeah, Sniffles was the kind of cat that always did better when it was just her and Petunia. Sniffles was not a kind of animal that was great around other people. You know, there's always those kind of things where dogs are best in, you know, single adult households with nobody else. They're best, you know, with just individual people. This was one of those cases, but to an extreme level. Even other family members of Petunia's were not liked at all by Sniffles. Sniffles hated other people except for Petunia. It's almost like Sniffles had tunnel vision in terms of who she liked. It was just Petunia.
Yeah, so when Sniffles would hear the neighbors, because, like, you know, the way they were living quarters, right? So you only have so much wall space between you and your neighbor. So when Petunia heard, you know, other elderly people when Sniffles heard other elderly people in the home, Sniffles wasn't really into it. She would, you know, try and go in a corner, stay in a corner. She would hiss at Petunia if there was too much noise going on.
Yeah, sometimes Petunia would have some of her friends in the home stop by, and you know, they would just be chit-chatting at the door, and the door would be hanging open, and behind Petunia you could see Sniffles in the background just
like pawing at them.
pawing at them. Yeah, just not making it a very friendly environment for other people. So
yeah. With that said, the care home was getting a lot of complaints. As care homes do when animals are uncooperative. The fact that they found a care home that allows animals is like, holy shit.
Yeah, because that's a very rare thing.
That's very
with care
rare.
homes. They don't really do that.
No. So the care home was getting complaints, and the care home underestimated Petunia. They thought, oh, well, you know, if she's in here, she's probably got some memory issues. So maybe if one day she goes out with her family, we can go in and just swap out the cat with one of our fancy robotic cats. What people didn't know about this care home is that it was actually a secret science laboratory.
Yeah, they'd partnered with the CIA, and the CIA has been working on covert cat operations. The CIA actually has a branch of the CIA underneath the main CIA called the Cat Investigation Agency.
I was just about to say investigation.
The Cat Investigation Agency was the branch that they had tasked with figuring out a way to to move Petunia's cat out of there and bring in a new cat because they needed to learn more about Petunia and figure out what the hell's going on. There's something weird about Petunia with the fact that she needed to have this cat in here. So they were going to figure it out, and the robot cat was the only thing they were going to use.
And this robot cat looked exactly like Sniffles.
Yeah.
The only difference was that there was instead of a little butthole, there was a giant red restart button.
Oh, okay.
Just right where the butt is.
Okay. So it was an actual. So was it like an actual button that was skinned with like a butthole sticker on it?
No, just red.
Just red. Okay.
Red button.
Just red button that says reset.
Boop. Yep.
Okay.
That you press when you got to reset your cat robot.
What conditions would you have to reset your cat robot under? Like what would it like?
Well, cat robotics, while they look really good, technology behind them is still kind of new.
Kind of primitive.
Yeah. So if it glitches out a lot, tries to eat you in your sleep, starts walking around like a human, talking like a human.
Okay. So
gets too advanced in math, you might want to get a little concerned.
Wow. Okay. So if the cat starts doing like trigonometry, then that's when you kind of want to hit that reset button. And just clear wipe its memory clean.
Even when it starts doing like, basic algorithms, I'd say you just might want to. If it learns multiplication, you've got a problem because cats cannot multiply.
So if it starts scratching on the sofa, though, no time to reset.
No, that's a cat thing.
That's a cat thing. Okay.
You can whack it. I mean, I don't condone hitting your cat.
Can you spray it with water like you would a normal cat?
Yeah.
So okay. Oh yeah, no, because they're like IP68 waterproof or something like that. Yeah, they've got that. Figures they can't get that technology in phones, but they can get it in robot cats. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's stupid.
Fuck our phones, right?
Yeah. It was funny. Actually, the very first people don't know this. The very first CIA invented robot cat was actually the cat that they used in Garfield, the movie. That was not a CGI cat. That was a CIA developed robot cat.
Also the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, Salem. Salem was a CIA cat. Man, I had no idea. Wow.
Well, they did use. That was when the CIA cats were not yet mobile.
Oh, okay.
So there was an actual Salem. I believe the cat that was Salem died a few years back.
Oh, okay.
So he actually died rather recently, which was surprising. He was a very old cat. But then for the still shots when Salem had to speak, they would use the CIA cat. So when you see fake Salem or real Salem versus fake Salem looks fucking big. And just not like a cat.
Gotcha.
And it's because they basically took the CIA cat and went, "You're going to be an actor, buddy."
I want to be an actor.
It's and that's story of Salem.
Yeah. So back to the care home.
Yeah.
So they one day when Petunia's out, and Sniffles is all alone. They go in. They perform this like really straight covert op situation, break into the apartment, steal Sniffles. They don't like kill Sniffles or anything. They just take Sniffles away. They have like an underground
It's a cat sanctuary underground.
Yeah.
So where he will go, he will live very comfortably. He will miss Petunia greatly, but he will be very comfortable, very safe.
Yeah, exactly. And then they replace Sniffles with Robo Sniffles.
And Petunia noticed a difference right away because as soon as Petunia walked in and Robo Sniffles saw her, Robo Sniffles rubbed up against Petunia. That part was normal. That's what Sniffles did.
But then when Robo Sniffles went to greet Petunia, it was meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, the vocals, not good.
Yeah, these aren't Vocaloid cats.
No, not good. And then Petunia's friend Tulip walked in.
All of her friends are named after flowers.
Yeah. Tulip and Cardamom walked in.
Oh, and then Rose and Daisy were there as well.
Yeah, Rose and Daisy were there.
Yeah.
Sniffles,
yes.
Sniffles, started greeting them. Same way.
Meow.
And that was very rare for Sniffles. He did not go up to other people, as we established. He doesn't like other people.
Yeah.
So right away, Petunia was like, this is not this is weird. Maybe
Yep.
he's just getting used to his environment. Who knows? So at first she just ignored it and was like, I'll just write it off.
Mm-hmm.
Just a weird day for Mr. Sniffles. Next day stops by, and he's not hiding in his normal corner.
Mm-hmm.
Petunia's neighbor, Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
he's loud in the morning. He's got a wife named
Cheryl.
Yeah,
Cheryl.
And Cheryl and Jerry are loud in the morning just because they don't have their hearing aids in yet. They just woke up. So there's a lot of ruckus.
Where's the bar of soap? What?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the bar of soap? What?
I know that soup made me so bloated last night.
Your suit made you bloated?
Cheryl, I'm not cheating on you with Gladys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I want Cheetos. Thanks for asking.
I like the brie. You want the brie cheese?
Bricks? I'm not laying bricks.
You're pooping bricks?
No, what?
You want a brick oven pizza?
Pizza? Yeah, that sounds good.
Pizza my ass.
God.
Okay, we'll stop.
Yeah, I think our neighbors are freaking out. Like, what the hell is wrong with them?
That's fine. So they're loud in the morning. It's
Yeah.
very obvious that they're loud in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have their hearing aids in yet. They're getting ready on their day, and usually Mr. Sniffles, that's when he's hiding under the bed. He's hiding in corners, trying to get away from the noise. But he's not doing it this time.
Yeah, go ahead.
This time he's, sitting on Petunia's lap as she eats her daily hard-boiled egg.
And the other weird thing is typically Sniffles used the bathroom a lot. He was kind of incontinent. Because he was an older cat. He was getting older.
Yeah.
But the one thing that Petunia noticed was the fact that he hadn't used the bathroom in over like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So that kind of was confusing as well. Like
he would pretend like he would go in there and like squat,
but nothing
and fake meow.
Yeah.
And then like pretend to dig and then walk away and nothing would be there.
Yeah. But Petunia, I mean, she was having to clean the litter box every 6 hours before, and it had been 18 since she had even seen anything.
Yeah.
So that kind of made her a little disconcerted. So the next day she goes to one of the nurses. She goes to one of the nurses in her hall and just says, "Yeah, something's weird with my cat. And weird in a good way because he's acting much more normal, but weird in a weird way because he is not acting anywhere, anything like he used to act. I don't understand. Did somebody do something to my cat while I was gone?"
Yeah, and the nurses, of course, all work for the CIA as well.
Yeah.
Everyone in there is in it.
They're all part of the cat investigative agency.
Yeah, all of them. They're all called cat people. I'm a cat person. It's
Okay.
code for
I'm
in the CIA.
That's a good one.
Thanks, buddy. So her nurse was like, "Oh no, honey. Mr. Sniffles is exactly the same as when you came in. He's fine. He's doing well. He's doing great. A-okay." And basically tried to what's the word I'm looking for? Tried to deflect the concerns and move on for the day. Kind of steer her in a different direction, and it worked.
Yeah.
But then when Petunia went back to her home,
when she went back in, she saw that Sniffles had attempted to go scratch her chair, but ended up glitching out and was just stuck to with her claws stuck in the chair, just kind of seizing up, like the robotics were seizing up. Her motors were not working properly, so she was just stuck there in one position.
Yeah, and of course this scared Petunia. Petunia thought like her cat got horribly sick or something, so she called a cab, got her stuck ass cat off of the chair, and brought her into the vet. And when the vet saw it, the vet didn't know what to do. The vet was like, "Lady, this is not a cat."
Yeah.
And Petunia went, "What do you mean it's not a cat? I've had this cat for like 15 years. Of course it's a cat. It's my best friend."
And then at that point, the vet looks at Petunia and says, "I don't know how to tell you this, but you're in a lot of danger right now. You don't know what you've gotten yourself wrapped up in. This is way bigger than you could have ever imagined." And then as soon as she said that, a bullet whizzed through the window, hit the doctor in the head.
Shit.
The CIA was not playing any games. This cat investigation agency was going to figure out what was going on with Petunia one way or another, and they couldn't let a vet get in the way.
Of course, with the debt of a fucking vet on the floor, Petunia was scared. Yeah. She started poking at Sniffles. Moving it around because Sniffles was still stuck at that point. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, she lifts up Sniffles' tail. Mm-hmm. There's that big red restart button. Mm-hmm. And Petunia just... It was like in a movie when there's like that 360 shot and it ends like on their face. Mm-hmm. And it's just her being like, what the fuck? Right? Yeah. So Petunia just disregards her robot cat, doesn't want anything to do with it. Uh-huh. And runs out to the cab. Tells the cab, you need to floor it? We have to go over to my daughter's house right now. Right now. We gotta go get them. They're in trouble. And this taxi man has been waiting for that call since his first taxi run. And he was like, I'm on it. Puts on his sunglasses and just fucking goes. Yep. Like he's in like the best Fast and Furious movie in the world. Just like...
He cranks Bad to the Bone by Steppenwolf and just... Floors it.
He's just, and like, he's an artist on the road.
Yeah.
Just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like when you play GTA and you're just weaving in and out of traffic. He basically did that to the nth degree. It was amazing. Not
hitting anything. Nope. His drifts were like, oh my god.
He hit jumps. He hit jumps and landed cleanly as all hell. Like you, I haven't seen or heard of cleaner jumps than what he did that day.
Even the CIA was like, we got to get this guy on the team.
Yeah.
He knows what the fuck is up.
The Central Intelligence Agency or the Cat Investigation Agency?
There were agents from both sides, and they both were like, "Wow, we need this guy." And then like they kind of realized that they said it out loud, and they're like, "Nah, he's coming with us." And then CIA would be like, "No, it's for me." Then the other CIA would be like, "No, he's for us." And then
got it.
That's what. And then they were all over the road because they were fighting over a guy that they wanted to play.
Right. Exactly.
So they finally get to Petunia's daughter's house. Her name is Leafy. Uh-huh. And she finds Leafy and goes, Leafy, we need to go. We need to just go away somewhere nice. You ever want to go to Prague? I always wanted to go to Prague. And Leafy's like, Mom, what the fuck? Mom, what's wrong? Where's Mr. Sniffles? Mm-hmm. What's going on? And that's when Petunia tried to explain to her daughter, the CIA is after me. Mm-hmm. They have Mr. Sniffles. We need to go.
And then at that point, 3 large black Chevy Suburbans screech into the driveway behind Petunia and just stop. And a bunch of guys in suits and sunglasses hop out of the cars and are just like, freeze! We have you surrounded. We only want the cat, and we want to take you in and understand what's going on.
And Petunia plays their game at first. She puts her hands up. Mm-hmm. She tells her daughter, Leafy, put your hand. Leafy, put your hands up. Just do it. Do what they say. Just do it. Right. And they play. And then Petunia just shoves Leafy inside, and they close the door. And the bullets just start whizzing in. Mm-hmm. And Petunia goes, we have to act fast. We need to go now, okay? I have everyone's fake passports. I made them on the way here. Because
She has a phone. People don't realize...
I did a lot in fraud, okay?
Yeah. Petunia actually was a master criminal.
She was...
When she was younger.
Yeah, they called her the bulb.
Yeah. She was the bright bulb was her nickname. The
bulb, yeah. She could do whatever you needed.
Yeah.
You need fake passport. She got you a fake passport.
You need fake driver's license. She's got you.
Yeah, anything document wise.
Yeah, any documentation that you needed faked, she got you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All about them fake docs.
Yeah.
So she, like I said, she kind of she's been waiting for this, mm-hmm. right? So she has everyone's fake IDs. They're gonna start a new life in Prague. She's got currency. I don't know what.
Euros.
Do they use euros?
Yeah, they use euros.
She's got plenty of euros somehow.
Yeah.
And she's like, we need to go get the kids, go get your husband, tell them we're gonna go on a surprise vacation.
And then Leafy's like, well, what about Sniffles? And then Petunia looks at Sniffles and says, This is not the Sniffles I know. This is not the Sniffles I knew. This is not the Sniffles that I had for the last 10 years. This is a monster. All those people out there, they've controlled this monster, and I want nothing to do with it.
And while she's saying this, bullets are still just raining down on them.
Yeah.
And then Leafy grabs her mother by the shoulders and goes, Mom, we need to get Sniffles back. We need to find Sniffles and get him back. And Petunia just goes, yeah, but would he want me back? And Leafy just goes, Mom, Sniffles is a cat. Of course he will.
He always loves you.
He always loves you, and he is part of this family.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him back.
We're not going to Prague without him. So they sneak out the back door, and Petunia, in her criminal days, she actually was a pretty good fighter, so actually managed to sneak out the back, come around the side. She manages to take out one of the guards right next to his car. They hop in, back out of the driveway, spin out, go around. They manage to find the taxi driver. They tell him, yo, jump in. We need a driver.
And he's like, all right. He gets in.
He jumps in, drives that Suburban all the way back to the care home, all under the guise of it's just, one of the guys left. All these other CIA agents are like, shit, he had to leave. Okay, so we'll just stay here and man the fort. So Petunia, Leafy, the rest of the family get back to the care home, and they make their way downstairs through the 20 floors it takes to get down to the cat sanctuary.
And when they get down there, it's just you just hear meows everywhere. It's like just a chorus of meows. And by the time they're on this 20th floor and they're just about to get Sniffles, the agents know what's up. And they have made their way back to the care home. They're on their way down. Time is of the essence. So it is crucial that they find Sniffles. However, what Petunia wasn't aware of, what nobody was aware of, was that the CIA categorized these cats by coats.
Okay.
So if cats had similar coats, they would all be in the same room. No collar. They took away their collar. So every room just looked like the same cats over and over and over again. So she was able to find the room where Sniffles would be. But now the test was, which one is Sniffles? She can hear the footsteps of people walking down the halls.
Yeah.
And she knows. She knows they're coming.
Yeah.
So what does she do? She opens all of the doors.
Yep.
Don't ask me how she got the codes. I don't fucking know. She's a criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
She opens up all the doors and she goes, go get him, guys. She points to the CIA and they all freeze. They are scared. It is now their captors against them.
Yeah.
And they're not going to use guns. They're fucking cats. Why would they do that? That's fucking cruel. Don't ever shoot an animal.
They've got claws and teeth.
Yeah. So the cats just, like an avalanche, are just in this hallway, making their way over to the CIA. And there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
CIA goes down. It's just a mound of cats everywhere.
Yeah.
And when Petunia looks over to her right, back into that door, there's just one cat in there. And it's Sniffles. And Sniffles comes up, and he rubs his face all over her legs. So Petunia picks him up and goes, we're going to Prague, buddy.
And then
I have your documents ready.
And then just as they're about to leave, as Petunia's holding Sniffles, Sniffles unfortunately has an accident and pees in her arms.
And she goes, oh, now I feel all warm inside.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
That's my girl, actually.
Is it a girl?
It's a girl.
That's my girl.
It's a gender fluid cat.
Gender fluid. Sniffles can be anything.
Yeah, Sniffles is either.
And so they go to Prague.
And live the rest of their lives together and as a family.
As a family. Under the pseudonames Daffodil and Sneezy.
The end.
The end.
The end. Well.
Alrighty.
That was quite a tale. It was an action-packed tale.
Heck yeah.
That was like the first First story we've told, like, with car chases and espionage and stealth and all that sort of shit. That was crazy. That was fun. That's cool.
It was cool.
Yeah. So you think we should take a break?
I think it's time to take a break. I need energy. I'm a sleepy girl.
You need energy. Take a break.
I'm a sleepy sloth.
Sleepy sloth. So we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be right back with another story right here on Read Between. So stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Lynn here at the Read Between podcast. Just here to fill you in on our social media aspects of the group. You can find us pretty much anywhere on the internet at the moment. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we have an email, we're on Pinecast. We're in lots and lots of places. So, if you have a friend who, maybe found us on like iTunes Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and you have a friend that listens on Stitcher, tell your friend, hey, there's this awesome podcast called Read Between with, these two awesome hosts. One of them sounds super cute, talking about me.
That's me.
No, it's me. And you should give them a listen. They can listen on Stitcher. Maybe they like to listen to their podcasts on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Maybe they like fucking Evan. Where are we?
We're on YouTube. We're on Stitcher. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. We're on Pinecast.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere. I was supposed to do the break, but I forced him into this now.
You did. That's okay.
Anyway, you can find us on many platforms. So, like I said, you can find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. We're working on doing Spotify, so hopefully that'll be coming soon.
Not hard to get on there.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get on there. So, slowly but surely, we are making our way over to Spotify as well. You can follow us on Facebook at Read Between Cast. If you just search the Read Between podcast, we will pop up. Same thing with YouTube, just search the Read Between podcast. You follow us on Twitter at Read Between Cast, and you can also send us emails at readbetweencast@gmail.com. Send us your feedback, send us your ideas. If you have ideas for what we can say in this break, or ideas for segments, or ideas for guests, or ideas for characters. Any ideas and any feedback is welcome, no matter good or bad. Not that your ideas are bad. Feedback, though, can be rough, but we're willing to take that criticism. So other than that, I think I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, let's go tell another story.
And we are back.
Thanks for helping me with that break.
Hey, no problem. That was good. I got to sit on the couch and
yell
at you, while you were doing the break. So yeah, that was fun. So
yep.
We're back again, back to tell another story. This time, for those of you who may not have listened this far into a podcast before, if you haven't, shame on you. Why haven't you?
Yeah, that's fucking rude.
Yeah.
Just quit halfway through.
Yeah, we don't hate you, but you should definitely listen.
Square up and change.
So what we do in the second half of the show here is I go to a website called fantasynamegenerators.com, which has a book title generator that will put in a genre of book, and it will randomly generate a book title for us, and we'll choose one of these that we generate to tell the story of.
Yep.
So, Lynn, do you want to give me the first genre?
I have to look at the genres again. I constantly forget. Let's do adventure.
Adventure. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Gosh, these are...
Not good?
Fish of the forest. That sounds like an oxymoron.
That can't work.
Well, I mean, we could make it work. We could tell a story.
That's true.
It is true. So,
now I'm just imagining a fish with a huge nose, like a human nose.
Okay, so that's one.
Okay.
Fish of the forest is one. Let's do humor. This is the next spin. So, 1, 2, 3. Baker can dance.
Hell yeah!
That sounds like a good one. I like that one.
He can knead that dough.
That's a good one. All right, so we have Fish of the Forest and Baker can dance.
Okay.
What should the last genre be?
Romance.
Romance. The story of romance.
I want some smooches.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Huh. Girlfriend of hell.
Yeah, that's a little truthful, huh?
There's one also on here just called Walking Her.
Oh my god, that's so much better.
That sounds, but you like that one? So Walking Her we'll take out of those 3. Okay, so we have, as our 3, Fish of the Forest, Baker Can Dance, and Walking Her. Which one do you like out of those 3?
Baker Can Dance.
Baker Can Dance. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the story of Baker Can Dance.
Zachary the baker loved 2 things in life. 1, to bake. 2, to dance.
His sweet, sweet dance moves. His moves were just as sweet as the icing that he put on his cakes.
If not sweeter.
If not sweeter.
Oh my god. In fact, what happened was he learned very soon that while owning your own bakery is super fun and cool, it was very hard to do when you were the only person there. So he was working like 12-hour days.
Yeah.
He had no time to dance.
Yeah.
So he figured, okay, how can I do both? I'll just do both. So he learned a new dance style technique for when he bakes, where he just fucking breaks out into dance while he's working. Hey.
Yeah, and he also figured out ways to incorporate processes in the baking process with his dancing.
Yeah.
He actually replaced, he wouldn't wear like, normal sneakers or anything. He would wear like, he'd wear plastic coverings on his shoes, and he would dance all over his dough. Like, or like dance, or like, how you have those long sheets of icing that you got to knead out or roll out. Instead of using a rolling...
Long sheets of icing?
Or, I'm sorry, the long sheets of, like, fondant.
Fondant,
excuse me, sorry.
Fondant is not icing.
Fondant is not icing. Like, the long sheets of fondant you gotta, like, roll out. Instead of using a rolling pin, he just moonwalked all over him. He just moonwalked in his plastic shoe covers all over those pieces of fondant.
At first, these techniques were not wildly accepted. They were rough. His cakes were looking rough. The business took a bit of a plunge because instead of restarting and like remaking cakes, he was like, no, that's a wasted product.
Yeah.
He would just put these cakes on display, and it was like, it looked like a man just walked all over that cake.
Yeah.
Which, are they wrong?
No.
No.
But he tried to make it better by, even though he messed up a person's cake, he would give them a free dance show along with the cake when he presented it to them.
And that seemed to make up for it.
Yeah.
People were so into it. People were like, all right, hey.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like there were other people. It wasn't like he was part of a group. It was a one-man dance show.
It was just him with this cake that he's twirling around.
Yeah, he would bring the cake in, and then he would bring in a small dance floor for himself.
Yes.
And just dance for the people.
Yes. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it really was. And he realized soon after that like maybe he was losing sight of what his real passion was in life. And it was dancing. Dancing was his one true passion.
But so was baking.
But he still couldn't seem to figure out a way to marry those two things together without some sort of backlash. So what is there for somebody to do that wants to bake but also wants to dance? Strip baking. Strip baking.
So he would strip while baking.
Yes. Women in America have a fascination with men stripping.
Yeah, totally.
Not all
in
women.
America.
But
I love when they go all the way down and not their dingle dongle.
But like Chippendales is a big thing, and it's just dudes dancing with nothing. They're just dancing.
Yeah.
There's no other flair to it.
Totally, men are not into it.
But
men don't go to strip clubs.
No,
that's not a thing.
To strip clubs with men in them.
How do you know?
Male strip clubs. I mean, I'm sure there are, but no. What I'm talking about is like Chippendales has the market cornered on just like scantily clad men dancing, cool. But that's it. They're one note. But what's his name again?
Zachary.
Excuse me. Zachary thought he could slip himself into a niche market, which is that stripper/baking market, because he knew he was offering something that nobody else could offer.
So every time, if I remember correctly, one of his techniques was while he was on the catwalk and he was doing his thing, if someone put like $1 in his underwear, he would throw a cookie in their mouth.
Yep. Yeah.
If it was $5, hey, you get a cupcake.
Did he hide the cupcakes in his G-string, or did he just have them?
It was almost like magic. Like he would just pull from thin air and be like, "Here you go."
Okay.
Chocolate ganache. What?
Chocolate ganache, and he's not wearing much clothing. You see where I'm going with this in my head? Yeah. See how I didn't really think that one sounded that good? But anyway, he had...
I don't know, they would try it and not taste poop.
He still had an A from the health department. Trust us. He had to get certified. But no, once he started doing this strip baking business, things were going really well.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, then them Chippendales boys heard wind of this, and then decided, you know what, baking is for losers. Cooking, doing like fierce hibachi cooking while stripping.
Just throwing knives everywhere?
Yeah, throwing knives and lighting little onion volcanoes. That's the dangerous shit. We can do it while stripping. Women will love it. So Chippendales started doing a traveling strip hibachi show all across the country. And Zachary, was he pissed.
He was. The one thing about Zachary that he kind of had the upper hand in this, just because all of his goods were pre-made, and he would present them as he, did his strip tease.
He gave him the pre-made goods. No.
The cooks that were on this hibachi tour got horrible burns everywhere on their bodies.
Yeah, just the spattering oil and just
like, because that style of cooking was not made for scantily clad men.
Yeah, you know how like in hibachi restaurants the chef will flip the broccoli out into the crowd.
Yeah.
There also were a number of instances where, because there were so many women in the crowd, they just had like they had broccoli cannons that shot out from the front of the stage at the points when.
Oh my god!
So yeah, there were some women that got injured from the broccoli cannons.
Not to mention some of them were allergic, so like when I hit them, just like their entire face blew up.
Yeah. So,
like actually exploded.
It actually, yeah, there were faces that exploded.
That's what happens when you have allergies.
It was real gruesome.
It was
real gruesome. But yeah, so.
So Zachary had to step up the game a little bit, and he went back to the idea of dancing while baking. He was like, "What can I do with that? How can I evolve that?"
So Zachary, one of his favorite movies was You Got Served.
Yeah.
So Zachary decided he was going to take matters into his own hands and create a sequel.
Okay.
Called You Got Served a Cupcake.
Oh my god.
So it was a 90-minute one-man dance movie, also with a little bit of story involved, where it was the story of Zachary fighting his evil twin brother, Nachary. It was just him playing two different characters.
The Nega-Zacher.
The Nega-Zach.
Gotcha.
But also it was a dance battle that ended with him serving the other guy a cupcake, which hence the title, You Got Served a Cupcake.
Any background dancers he had, or if there are any...
They were all CGI'd versions of himself.
Oh, yeah, and then he even went a step further and went back to his baking skill. He was known for recreating human people as cakes.
Oh, okay.
From like head to toe, and he learned how to puppeteer them.
Okay.
So he was puppeteering fake cakes, and every time like it wasn't engineering wise, it wasn't the best, because like they would do their moves and then like pieces of cake would fall off everywhere, because cake wasn't meant to like move at high speeds.
But when you make a cake Omarion, if you can at least get it to move.
I mean, you gotta.
If
you make that cake Nicki Minaj, you better twerk.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, at that point, Chippendales was flabbergasted, and they had no response. They They're like, this guy's too good. We'll never beat this kid.
The owner, Chip and Dale themselves, the owners,
who we should make very clear, not the same Chip and Dale as Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, not the same.
That's not to be confirmed, but whatever.
2 chipmunks run an entire organization of strippers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
So Chip and Dale, they finally just are like, all right, this guy's got us beat. He's so good. He's the best. We have to learn his techniques.
Yeah.
And they come to the last viewing of You Got Served a Cupcake. And at the end of it, they go up to Zach. They go up on stage to actual Zachary, and they pull a cupcake out of thin air, the way he does, chocolate ganache, and they serve it in front of him. Kneel down and go, "We are not worthy. We are not worthy." And that's when Zachary pulls out 1 Chip, 1 Dale cake, smashes it over their heads, and he goes, "I know."
The end?
I guess. Do you have anything else?
I think we kind of wrapped that one up pretty quickly. That rivalry between Zachary and Chippendales.
And the chocolate ganache.
Folks, what you didn't see was whenever Lynn would pull a cupcake out, she would pull it out from behind her back near her butt. So that's where the idea of a chocolate ganache does not sound appetizing.
Look, it didn't taste like poop.
Good to know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this has been an interesting episode this week.
It always is.
It always is. It always is.
What do you want to plug?
Oh boy. What do I want to plug? So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter at @E_Williamson93. I'm tweeting all sorts of stuff over there. Trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it light, trying to do some fun stuff on Twitter. If you're in the area, in the Allentown or Bethlehem, Pennsylvania area, you can come find me doing improv comedy. I am part of the Improv Comedy Power Hour at Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where I perform with the team Family Laundry at the Improv Comedy Power Hour on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month. We just had our second to last show of our current run, and our final show of this run will be on Saturday, March 10th. Saturday, March 10th at 10:30 p.m. Hopefully it's looking like I'll be maybe in the next run of shows. We'll see. But yeah, if you want more information on that, go to www.steelstacks.org/comedy. Also in the April months, I have a sketch comedy show that I've just started working on called Challengers of the Well-Known, Except Nothing Dirty. That is a sketch comedy show that will be also performed at Steel Stacks on April 7th. So if you want more information on that, go to steelstacks.org/comedy as well. I think that's really all I got at this point. So.
Okay, well, you can follow me on at AnnLynn, AYNNELNN, on Twitter. I also stream on Twitch occasionally, which is twitch.tv/AYNNELNN. Anything I do on the internet, I post it on my Twitter, so you should check that out. As for this podcast, you can find us on Twitter as well at readbetweencast. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. Just search for the Read Between Podcast. We should pop up.
Yep.
We're on Pinecast. Yep. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Stitcher. We're on Google Play. If you want to send us feedbacks or any ideas, you can email us at readbetweencast@gmail.com. And I'm also going to take this time to promote our project that we are working on.
Ooh, new project.
New project, new podcast.
New podcast.
We are starting a new podcast called Nostalgia Cops. It'll be out at the end of March. So March 30th is the premiere day for Nostalgia Cops.
I was just about to say, you want to tell them a little bit about the show?
I had to swallow, Evan. Jesus.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It is a rewatch podcast. And so basically Evan and I are going to go through our old childhood shows and rewatch as much of them as possible and decide, which ones are good, which one should go to TV jail.
Go to Nostalgia Jail.
Nostalgia Jail. And that's going to be once a month. It's always going to go out on the last Friday of every month. So I'm probably going to promote it until the March 30th episode.
Do you want to give them the subject of the first episode.
We are doing Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun because we already watched like the first episode, like the very first episodes of Dexter's Lab, and it was weird.
Very weird.
But if you want to follow the shenanigans of Nostalgia Cops, you can find us on Facebook. Just type in Nostalgia Cops. Find us on Twitter at Nostalgia Cops. Not much to send to our email, but if you have ideas for that podcast, even though it's not out yet, you can email us at nostalgiacops@gmail.com.
Yeah. Very excited for that one. That's going to be a fun
I am
edition.
super excited. This is my brainchild, so I'm like...
This is her project, so it's really, really cool. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Fun diving back into our childhood.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. One little note regarding future guests. I know last time we talked, we had mentioned Glenn Tickle would be on the show. That unfortunately had to be pushed back a little bit due to scheduling conflicts. So we're looking to get Glenn back here very soon to be able to record an episode. Mm-hmm. However, in March, we've got,
I think we have like a different person every week.
We have like 5 or 6 guests that we're going to be recording with in the month of March.
Everyone wanted March.
Yes, everyone would in March. So we've got a lot of great names coming up in March as far as guest storytellers. So be on the lookout for those. We're going to have a lot more information on those in the coming weeks.
And we're not going to just like podcast vomit them out. They'll be sprinkled in.
Yeah.
That's something that we have decided. Like, it's not going to be a bunch of guests and then just us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What we might do, it might be one of those things where, you know, one week it'll be us, next week a guest, one week us, next week a guest. So just make sure you keep tuning in, and we'll be sure to let you know what the next episode will be.
Yup.
So.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we can stop chewing off their ear now.
Yeah, I think we've taken enough of their time away. But thank you guys for listening so much. We really do appreciate it. As always, you know, make sure you tell a friend about the show. Really want to get this show out to some more ears, get some more people listening. So if you like the show, tell a friend, let them know. Tell them to come find the Read Between podcast. I'm sure they'll find something they like.
We don't bite.
We don't bite. We promise. Unless you get us real angry, then I'm known to bite.
No, you're not.
I'm not. You're right. I'm not. But thank you again for listening, folks. Take care, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.